everyone. Welcome to today's video. So today we are headed out on a road trip and we are going down to Oklahoma City. Today is the official start of Sam's spring break from his first semester in college.
Yay! And I maintained a 4.0.
So give kudos to Sam for that in the chat below. And so we decided to just go down to Oklahoma City, go down to the city, stay the night, do some things. So
we're gonna go to the zoo.
We're gonna go to the zoo.
We're gonna have dinner in Bricktown.
Our hotel is actually in Bricktown. We're staying at the Courtyard, Bricktown, Candlewood Suites, Bricktown. Bricktown. And then we're going to have dinner at Zio's, and we're going to go to the Symphony.
It's Broadway music tonight.
So that'll be a lot of fun. And so we figured we'd take you guys along for the ride with us. So we are excited. We still both have a little bit of a cough, but we are well. Coughs linger.
After everything else leaves.
Yep. So we are perfectly.
Will be the last thing anyone ever hears on Earth.
Right, is somebody coughing. Yeah. So let's get started. We'll see you. Our first stop is Starbucks. Everyone, so we are
back in the room.
Back in the room.
Dinner.
And the room tour will be up a little like the next video. So it's been a while since we saw you guys. That was back in Kansas. So it was kind of funny.
We just had dinner.
Yeah, we just had dinner. So here's how the morning went.
We had breakfast.
Yeah, we ended up stopping
Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, we ended up stopping at Cracker Barrel and having breakfast. Because we're like, well, we really just don't want to eat in the car. And so let's just stop and have Cracker Barrel. It wasn't as good as last week, which is very disappointing.
You said your hand was cold.
My hand was cold. They forgot half of our food. Sam's steak was almost raw. It wasn't a good start to the morning. So then we get off the interstate right before the toll to find Starbucks. And it was in a Dillon's, which was fine. So we just had run in with it, no biggie.
But first I took a wrong exit.
Yeah, then we took a wrong exit. The loop back around. It was such a funny morning. So we get down to we finally get on the road and get to the zoo. And the zoo was so disappointing. We did not.
It was supposed to be a limited capacity at 50%.
Yep.
And I think it was at 300%.
Yeah, it was wall-to-wall people. People were walking around with beer bottles.
Beer bottles, beer cans.
Yeah.
You name it. You could get beers and margaritas at any of the food stands.
Now, don't get us wrong. We enjoy going to, if we go to Epcot, we'll definitely have a beer and walk around. But it was weird
But do
at
you
a
really
zoo.
need it at a zoo?
And I mean, I know some people go, well, what about Animal Kingdom? Animal Kingdom's like a completely different...
It's a Zark.
Yeah, it's a Zark. But the tickets to get into the zoo were $12 a piece, and we paid that last week. And so we were going to go get on the tram. They're like, oh, it's $6 per person.
I'm like, okay.
Oh,
so
okay.
I paid for that.
So we paid for that. And
then we realized that everything there is an extra additional cost.
So if you go to the OKC Zoo,
expect to shell out about $100 a person.
Right.
Honestly.
So
$12 for your initial ticket, $6 for tram, $5 for the temporary dinosaur exhibit or whatever exhibit's happening.
Yep.
Your food, obviously you're going to be paying for that. I think that regular train was an additional cost. Mm-hmm. Camel rides were an additional cost.
Yep.
Feeding the giraffe was an additional cost.
Yep.
We only walked around a portion of the zoo before we decided we wanted out of there, so I don't know what other hidden costs there might be.
Yeah, it was not, I mean, literally, you could not walk 2 feet before you ran into somebody. People, and I mean...
That was bad.
It was just bad. I was almost in tears. Because I had one lady, literally walk and step on my foot. And kind of looked at me like, you're in my way. And I'm like, dude, I'm standing still.
Yeah, you were still in their way.
Yeah.
Then we went to the outlets.
So, I left a review on their Facebook page, and we would have done well to look at the reviews before we bought tickets.
I guess most of the other reviews are the same way, right?
Yeah, so I know there's a lot of people who really like the Oklahoma City Zoo. Please
enlighten us as to why.
Yeah. Maybe we're missing something?
Yeah, I would say
Tell us in the comments why.
Maybe it was just the day.
Maybe it was. I mean, it was opening day for that exhibit and for the Sherlock Holmes exhibit at the Science Museum. Yeah, it was just bad. So Sam's like,
I didn't see any botanical garden in that botanical garden.
Yeah, it was very
I
strange.
mean, I guess I'm used to Botanica.
Mm-hmm.
With billions of blooms.
Yeah.
But I didn't see the flowers that were supposed to be there.
Right. So Sam's like, because I was like really upset. And so Sam's like, let's go to the outlets. So we went to the outlets because we made some trip changes, which you will find out in an upcoming video.
Which is nothing surprising.
Right. You're going, yeah, of course you guys did. It's you guys. Your trip, they're always changing.
Your mother even says she does not know exactly what we're doing on vacation until after we come back.
Mm-hmm, and show her pictures, yeah. So, if that tells you anything at all. So we went to the outlets, and we went to the Disney store, and we found some awesome stuff, which you will see in a haul video. Don't worry about that. Shh, don't tell. So we went to the Disney store. We wandered around a few other stores. We went to the Oakley store, where Sam got a couple things. And then by that point, it was about 2:00. So we were like, okay, well, we were really disappointed because Zio's was online it showed it was permanently closed, but it's permanently closed in Bricktown. It's moved to Meridian, like 5 minutes away from the outlets. But when we pulled up, it said hiring cooks, hiring wait staff, and we're like, and there was a line out the door. Yeah. So we're like, well, we're really kind of hungry, so we'll just go ahead and go check into our room and go to Bricktown. So we stopped and put in gas, and I went into the bathroom, and a couple of the ladies in there were like, we're never going to see us again. It was horrible food. So I came out and told Sam, and we're like, we made a good choice there.
And we still made a bad choice.
Yeah, we ended up dead. So we came to our hotel. We are at the Candlewood Inn and Suites, Bricktown. It's like a couple minutes from Bricktown. And it's really nice. You get a better room tour coming up next. But we got checked in, and then we went to Toby Keith's I Love My Bar and Grill. And
I'm not quite sure why.
Yeah, we weren't really impressed. We got what they called, we told them we'd never been there. And so they're like, well, the Tumbleweed is one of our most popular appetizers. And we went, okay, we'll try it.
If you want a bucket of grease, that's what it is.
Yeah, ours was really greasy. It's, I think it's their version of like a cactus blossom.
I wouldn't even say it's a cactus blossom,
but it's like,
those are normally petals.
Right, but this is like strings.
This was almost more, if you've been to Shorty Smalls.
Yeah.
Branson, I think there's one in Oklahoma somewhere, and
right.
There's a couple others.
They have an onion loaf, and it's just like
what this was.
Strings. And it had deep fried, like, slices, like, they sliced, not like rings, but slices of jalapenos, and they drizzled it in a chipotle ranch. And it was okay. It was really greasy, like, down in the bottom, like, the grease was probably, like, that thick down at the bottom, so it's like they didn't drain it well. And they weren't busy. That's the thing. They weren't busy at all. Mm-hmm. We were, like, one of maybe 10 tables in the whole building. So Sam ordered the full rack of ribs. Mm-hmm. And
I still have over half.
And
about half.
And I ordered their 16-ounce chicken fried steak because the lady's like, this is
one of the best things here.
And I'm like, okay. And it came out, oh my gosh. And we will insert pictures after we finish telling you about this. It was big. It was massive. And here's the thing.
I could have worn it for
It wasn't good. It was really rubbery. Like they had, like it's big, so it's got to get cooked. But it's like they overcooked it, and and that's what happens when you overcook a chicken fried steak. It becomes rubbery. And so I ate some of it, and I was just really disappointed. And I must have had a really weird look on my face because the server's like, "You look full," and I went, "Well, I actually really just don't like it." And she's like she looked absolutely stunned that somebody said they didn't like it. And she's like, "Well, can I get you something else?" And I'm like, "No, that's okay." And I said, you can take it. I just want to keep the okra because the okra was really good.
The salads were good.
Oh yeah,
the house
salads were really good. I know that's really sad when the house salad is the best part of your meal. Well, how were your ribs?
They weren't bad. I gave you one.
Yeah, the rib was good.
So they weren't bad.
And I mean, I guess, and if I had thought about it, I would have asked for another, some more ribs, but it wasn't. It was. I don't know. I was so disappointed in that meal. I can't even tell you. They did take off my meal. So that I did appreciate that. And like I said, we brought my okra, your okra, some fries, and half a rack of ribs, and it's in the refrigerator. But it was just a really disappointing meal, and so many people are like, "Oh, it's really good." I'm like, "What is going on?"
We're just having that kind of day.
We are just having that kind of day, I think. So we're kind of relaxing in the room. It is 4:30, and we are going to go to the symphony, right?
Yeah. It's good, close enough.
Because
it's technically the Philharmonic Orchestra, but
there you go. At the Civic Center.
They are very similar, so
we doors open at 7, and it's about a 10-minute drive. So we're gonna leave here by 6:15, 6:30 at latest, because we have to figure out where parking is. But we're just gonna kind of chill out, rest, maybe take a nap, and we will see you guys later. But right now I will put in the clips that I took at the restaurant of the Tumbleweed and of our meals. Got it. What'd you get?
Onion.
Was it good?
Tumbles.
The Tumbleweed.
This is the Tumbleweed.
This is the Tumbleweed at Toby Keith's I Love My Bar and Grill. And it has, it's kind of like onion straws and slices of jalapenos and a chipotle ranch all over the top.
Stopped. It stopped.
Hey everyone. So it's
hello.
It's a while later, and we are here at the Civic Center Music Hall in downtown Oklahoma City because we are going to the Philharmagic.
Yeah, the Philharmagic.
The
Only without Donald, Goofy, Mickey, and a bunch of instruments that play themselves.
The Philharmonic here in OKC, and they're doing a whole bunch of Broadway hits.
Yeah.
And it starts at 8, and it's about 6 o'clock. Doors open at 7, but we really had no idea how far it was going to be.
I had an idea because I Googled it.
Right, but we had no idea about the parking.
I found parking.
We found free parking because we got here early. But this is kind of we're going to show you. This is the area right in front of the Civic Center, and it's really pretty. So here's the Civic Center over here. And then
you got the conductor.
The conductor over here. Zoom in on him. It's kind of a nice little statue over here. And then they had lots of planters with nice flowers.
Hey, I'm sure these when they're in bloom are pretty bushy.
Oh, I'm sure. And then we had, this is the water.
The water that started again.
The water that started again. So
it had stopped.
It had stopped. Sam is correct. So it's just a nice little area. And we'll kind of walk around and give you a little bit of a look of what it looks like. It's very peaceful and quiet, and I'm sure that
the opposite of the zoo.
Yeah, very much the opposite of the zoo.
There's the municipal building.
There's the courthouse, so we should.
That way I know where to pay my ticket later.
Right? we don't have a ticket. That was a joke. but just lots of pretty, like, there's some benches over here that you can sit on.
Like Ralph.
My guess is that, like, maybe during the summer, and if you're from the
have some sort of
right, yeah, because this looks like it'd be a nice little stage area, and so plenty of yard for like seating. If you live in Oklahoma, let us know, because that's something that would be really fun to come and check out. Because, like, guys, like, you know what I mean? Like, this whole area would be good for like seating. This is like a stage area, and some of these, I don't know, they might open and have like electrical outlets underneath. I don't know.
I'm not touching stuff.
Oh, I bet these might be too.
Oh, I'm sure.
So that's what my guess would be. Plenty of space in different little hills. Good idea. City of Oklahoma City. There you go. There's an idea. But it's just so pretty and peaceful. I think that it would be like insane and lots of traffic, and it's just not.
Quieter than anywhere else in town.
Right? It's just so pretty out here. Just calm and peaceful. So we are back from the
Orchestra?
yeah. I want to call them symphony, but they're not.
Well, similar.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh my gosh. If you guys have not heard the Oklahoma City
Orchestra, Philharmonic Orchestra.
that, you need to go to OKC
Phil. Or the OKC Civic Center.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And check them out, see when they're performing next, because they were utterly amazing. And the Broadway stars that they had, oh,
They're good.
they're so good. And oh my gosh, we were there early, of course, like we normally are. And the gentleman that we talked to that volunteers there said that when they remodeled the Civic Center just to be able to have Phantom of the Opera come in 2002, and it's planning to be back, and that we need to make sure and keep an eye on it. If you don't know, I adore Phantom of the Opera, and oh, it is one of my all-time favorite musicals, and we're like, okay, we are coming to see that.
Yeah.
So that is kind of it for today. We are going to kind of get into jammies. We are going to finish up the okra and Sam's ribs left from dinner, slupper, whatever you want to call it. And then get some rest, because it is 9:30 and we are normally in bed by this time. So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye.